Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 5 of this California adventure. Today we'll be departing from Lake Tahoe and we will make our way to Oroville Municipal Airport. Once again, we'll do a quick preparation of the aircraft. If you want to see a more detailed one, where I run you through every action, please have a look at video part 1 and 2 of the series. Today we'll try and be quick and be up in the air as soon as possible. Now let's check the payload first. All the covers have been removed already. We just need to adjust the payload. We'll put a co-pilot, a couple of passengers at the back, check the weights. And that's it, a little bit of cargo in the back. And at the front. In terms of fuel, bring up the chart. They will be 119 miles. For that we'll need 360 kilograms of fuel. In gallons that would be around 95 gallons. We'll load 100. For good measure. Close the caps. And we're good here. Let's start checking. Everything is in position for a start. Everything is off, the down position on the overhead, apart from the ignition. We can put the oxygen on. Circuit breakers, all okay. Down here, to the static emergency RAM, AC, everything is off. The icing system, everything is off. Gear is down. Fast and manual override, it's all off. So we're good to go. Bring the crash bar up. Source on battery.
Wind calm, visibility more than 10. Sky clear, temperature -9, dew point -29.
We have something set on
QNH1013.
some 80s somewhere.
Truckee Tahoe weather. Wind calm, visibility more.
Aural warning, okay.
There we are, let's check the battery, see if we can do a battery start. 25.9, 25.7, it's all good. Let's put nav and strobe up. We still have enough juice to get started. Perfect, everything is clear.
TAWS system test, okay.
Switch the panels. Bring out the timer, and we're ready. Fuel pump on. Start it on. It's rising up nicely, so no problems there with the battery. We're at 13. We can start the timer. Introducing some fuel. Let's close all the doors in the meantime. It's a very good start today. No issues there. IDT stabilized. NG with a 50 by 60 second, with 50 by 30 seconds, so very good. There we are, can turn the pump to auto. Generator on to main. Fuel selector automatic. Autopilot trims on. Bleed. Aircon on. Air, we push always to the right. We can now put on flight idle. Parking brake goes on. We can switch back to the screens. And inertial separator goes on. There we go, let's start configuring quickly. Being set as usual. We put it on terrain. 15 miles out. Declutter to 3. PFD bring up the bearing, DME and bearing. Again today we're going to be all on GPS and there's going to be an RNAV arrival. Standard payload, as the weather is still in standard. And here we're all good. Here we'll check generator is charging, battery is good amp, very low amp, so that's all good. Fuel, as we said, 100. Map is as we need it. Or as usual, we can make it a little easier to see where we're going since we're white on a dark background. There we go. Let's bring up the flight plan. We cancel what we have here, delete the flight plan, and we enter what we need today. So today we start here from Lake Tahoe, and it's going to be a straight leg to Oroville. The route will take us here almost directly west to go and intercept the RNAV approach procedure into runway 02. And that's it, pretty simple, but we're going from 6,000 feet. We'll be climbing at 22,000 feet and then we will descend to only 190 feet, I believe, the airport here at Orville. So we're descending a lot more than we're climbing. Flight plan, we have it here. Let's check. So departure from Kilo Tango Victor Lima. We're going straight to Hagen. Then Yaba, Yankee uniform, Bravo Bravo Alpha. And then we're going into Kilo Oscar Victor Echo, Oroville, California. Procedure, we load the approach. Select approach, it's going to be RNAV, runway 2. We're going to go through Yaba, as is our last waypoint there. Minimums. Let's bring up the approach chart at Oroville. Minimums 432. Barrel 430 feet. There we go. Perfect. We'll just double check it even though it's very short. So Hagen, straight west, then Yaba. And then that's the procedure from Yaba. All the altitudes are already here. SVOV, 3,600 feet. However we pronounce this one. XACE, 2,100 feet. And then we intercept the glide slope. It's probably the first approach that is not offset since we started. Makes for a welcome change. And that's all good, perfect. We're configured there. I guess we can make our way to the runway. We'll be departing runway 18. There we are, just a quick taxi on taxiway Alpha. And there we go. So taxi light on, nav and strobe are already on. Everything else is as we need it. Can set up the trims now. As we said, all manuals tell you to put the rudder trim onto the green or in between the two, and actually we've seen yesterday that leaving it in the white is absolutely fine. Everything is in the green before we move. Check that all the values are in the green and it's all good. Amps below 50, very low, very good. Batteries charging. We're good to go. Release the parking brake. Start the taxi. As we taxi, we finish our preparation. Take back our flight plan. Double check the altitude, 22,000. We'll pop it in here. That's all we need there. And we'll just check runway heading. It's 177. So heading on 177. There we go. Press the toga go around button. Take off. Flight director, take off. 22,000. Standard payroll. 177 is the heading. First waypoint will be straight to Hagen on a course of 257. So we'll be departing on a heading of 177. Start climbing, we turn right and intercept the 257 track west. Have a while to taxi. Let's prepare now. Why not? Landing light goes on. For today, let's just operate the traffic radar, weather radar. Even though we don't need it, we know we're on standard weather. But checking everything is working. If we were to set the transponder, we'll do it here. Set it to on, code, whichever that is. And that's it. Turn the pitot heat on, both of them. Amps are very low, so we know that even under full load will be okay. We were little higher than that, we would check that by activating all the de-icing system at the same time and all the lights, we were still below 80. But plenty of runway, so we can take off from here. Just put the flaps down to take off and we're ready to go. There we are. Stop what we haven't done today. Feathering the engine. So we can feather the propeller. Goes down to 500. RPM, and then we put it back to flight idle. Don't ignore the checks in this plane, especially the electrical system checks, engine checks. Just do them all the time because it is very well simulated, and it's better to find out problems while we're on the ground, better than when we fly. There we are, so throttle out to around 50, prop RPM in the green, 2000, release the brake, full throttle, make sure not to pass 100%, and we're good. Looking for around 90 to rotate. There we go, rotate, pick it up on the brake, gear up, onto the flight directors. You normally need to trim down here as soon as you go into the flight director. It's always very high on the trim, very nose high on the trim. There we go. Waiting for 115 knots of speed to retract the flaps to help ourselves to put on vertical speed, lower the vertical speed to around 1300. Gaining a little bit of speed. Above 115 we can retract the flaps. Checking it up here, and it's all good. Synchronize the heading to where we're going with the central, with the button. Press in the middle. Activate heading. Vertical speed is activated, so now we can put your damper and autopilot. There's a hill in front of us, so we want to clear that. We increase the rate of climb. Best rate of climb, remember, is 124. So we don't have to fear anything if we lose speed up to 124. But let's try and think of re-intercepting the nav, the GPS path. The rule of thumb is personally I prefer to be gaining speed when I start my turn. So now that we clear the hill, we pitch down a little bit, increase the throttle as much as we can. There we are, we can start our turn. The course is 257. As usual, as you say, we like to intercept around 30 degrees if possible. We can go for 287. And we'll have a nice 30 degrees intercept. Inertial separator can go off. Lights can go off now. There we go. Do you remember, inertial separator, your torque increases. Make sure you don't pass 100%. You can expect it to increase around 15-20%. It's quite a lot. Bring it down a little. Start decreasing a little bit. Vertical speed. We'll try and maintain around 170 knots on the climb. Let's make it a little quieter. I like the noise of the engine when we start, but after a while. Just continue to manage always speed, torque, and temperature. Always scan these three. we can already click on nav, so that even though heading is in the green, so heading is the current mode used by the autopilot, GPS is there in white, so this is armed and is ready to intercept the line. We're climbing, so torque. We're losing torque, so we just bring the thrust up back a little bit. Landing field elevation, as we're here, 191 KOVE, so that's automatically set by the FNC. Very easy, I find, especially compared to flying airliners. I like very much flying the TBM because all your checks are all there. Everything is there. You don't need to scan different panels, move your head, or go and open the FNC with all the details. If you look at this, you could literally could potentially fly airport to airport without changing your view, as long as you have a throttle and you don't worry too much about the lights up there. It's all very compact. You have all the flight plan here, all the indications that you need to monitor, making sure that everything is always in the green. I cannot keep stressing enough how well this airplane is simulated, so do not ignore values that are out of range, because they will likely lead to problems or great disaster. There we go, so let's see, bring up the view, switch to view wide, and we'll see how long. So 26 minutes expected to destination. It will be a little less as we will gain speed once we reach cruise. There we go. This was supposed to be a panoramic trip. So let's have a look at the scenery here. Oh, that looks nice. To come back and do some camping. So today will be a very simple approach. It will be a relaxing day today. We'll just literally let the aircraft do everything. We'll do everything automatically, no calculations to be done, nothing. The only thing you always need to remember is to activate the approach. The way the GZ1000 works, as you know, it does not link your last waypoint to the approach, unless you want to arrive to your last waypoint, go to the airport and then come back. You always need to remember to activate the approach before the waypoint that you find in both flight plans. Also, what you want to do, you want to be able to calculate the top descent. You will do it only when you will have an altitude assigned. As we don't have anything until KOVE, in this case we will not be getting top of descent calculated automatically. We need to find a way to do that. So either we can, there we are, we're about to arrive. But first we need to calculate how long it's going to take us to descend. So we said that we need to lose 22,000 feet. So that's 66 miles. So potentially should have started descending already, probably. No, it's fine. To KOVE is in total 2250. No, it's fine. There's 20 miles. So we need to find out when that needs to happen. What can we do is to decide where we want to be at Yaba. Let's see if we have it on the chart, on the approach. No, the approach starts from the waypoint after Yaba, which is Vow here. So what we're gonna do, we know we have from Yaba to Vow 23 miles. We know we can lose, divided by 3, we can lose around 7,000 feet in that space. At 3 degrees angle of descent. So we add that to the 3,600. That makes 10,500. What we can do, activate the cursor on the flight plan, go to Yaba, and put there 10,500. Once we enter that, we can see that's calculated. We are 2 minutes, but at 2.5 degrees. As we said, we normally descend at 3. So that's 3 minutes and 10 seconds away. So that's why it's important to calculate it as soon as you possibly can. Do make sure though that we put this altitude here. Otherwise, once you activate the approach, you lose that altitude. We've inserted it on the flight plan itself, but not on the approach. What we can do now, enter it there. There we go. Let's have a look at how the flight plan looks like. So we're here, we're going to Hagen, and then we'll go to Yaba. There's nothing that stops us really now going straight to Yaba. So we'll do that. Bring up the flight plan, and we can already activate the approach phase. We go direct to Yaba. We know we have a good calculation of the descent path to Yaba. So we press procedure, we do activate approach, enter, and we're good. Bring up the flight plan. As you can see, now the magenta sign is here. We're going directly to the first fix. Descent is still calculated. 1 minute and 25 seconds to top of descent. There we go. Remember to select the altitude, otherwise it won't descend. And that's it. Let's put 10,500 feet there. Perfect. Check the temperature. 7:30, we're good. If we were online on that sim or any other one, remember when you hear vertical track, press VNAV here on the autopilot, making sure that VPath is in white illuminated here. If there was traffic, we would remember then, while we're here, to change the altitude mode of the traffic radar to below. And that's it. We put the weather radar if we need it, not that we do today. As I said, I'm doing this flight, in case you didn't hear it, I don't normally like, actually I absolutely hate not using real weather. Doesn't matter how bad it is. I think it starts so much variety, and even when especially when it's bad. but because most of the procedures in the airports that we're visiting in this trip are visual procedures, I didn't really want to have that surprising arriving at the airport and knowing that I couldn't land. The minimums in many of these airports are really, really high. Yesterday, I don't know if you've seen, but yesterday we had minimums at 3,500 feet above airfield elevation. And bear in mind, we're in California, so fog, especially on the coast, when we get to the coast, fog is very, very often there, so I just didn't want to chance it. All the valleys are in the green. We're all good. We're descending, making sure we don't overspeed. This is a relatively small plane, but well, it is the fastest turboprop in production. I think it still is. He used to have that record, and I think it still is. It's quite incredible to think that you can go at 31,000 feet at 220 knots, which up there it's, well, 60% more than that, so 120, 130, that's 350 knots of ground speed at 31,000 feet with a single prop aircraft. Is quite impressive. Did manage to race a 747 once. Somebody from my virtual airline, she called that she was, we were in chat and she was around Belfast, Northern Ireland, with a 747 headed to Heathrow, and I was on the ground in Edinburgh, and she said, let's see if you can take off and race me to Heathrow. And I thought, no chance, 747 cruising at 36,000 feet. She was doing 500 knots ground speed, and I still had to take off from Edinburgh. I landed, I was number 2, landing literally behind her, with a 2-minute spacing behind her. And I could have made it before her, but I messed up the descent. I left it too late, so I was 2,000 feet high on profile. An ATC in Heathrow asked me to do, I had to do, how do you call it, an orbit to lose altitude. Otherwise I might even have beaten her. That was incredible. Funniest part was to land at Heathrow with this little thing, but air traffic controller was okay. There we go, bottom of descent in 3 minutes and 20 seconds. And then the next leg. We'll be going to SVOW. Looking at this, I'm afraid I might have messed it up. Might have read the distance wrong. That's interesting. That's what happens when you stream too late at night and you're already sleepy. I took this distance to be the distance between Yaba and Esvao, but it wasn't. So now it looks like we're gonna have only 11 miles to lose, 7,000 feet, which is not going to happen. Let's see what we can do, how we can fix that. We're here. Let's say we just factor ourselves. So the next leg is going to be 346. Well, let's set the reciprocate of that, 166. Now. Sorry guys, messed it up, but put it on heading. Let's go for 166. And we can go south, we still have time. No, yeah, let's put 166. Yeah, the thing is, it looks like it does take into consideration only 1 point when you select the VNAV. It doesn't tell you that you're not going to be able to make the next constraint, let's say the next step. Let's descend in vertical speed here. Bring the torque back. Now around 20 miles from Esvo, we'll be able to lose 7,000 feet. We're still at 8,000 feet. But considering the turn, might be able to go back on track soon. There we go. We have now 22 miles and 7 to lose. So we're good, we can start turning back. Checking that we're still on a 3%, 3 degrees path, 220 knots. Times 5. That's 1,100 we're doing. Let's keep 1,100. Amount of scrolling you have to do with this autopilot is remarkable. There we go, 346, perfect. At this point we can also do a direct to Yaba. So let's do direct to Yaba. Enter. And there we go. We now need to lose 6,000 feet. And we have 20 miles to do it. That's perfectly fine. We can do a little less than 3 degrees. If we go in at 240 knots, 1,200 would be 3 degrees. We can keep descending at 1,100. We passed 10,000 feet. Put the landing lights on. And the inertia separator back on.
Vertical track.
I did direct to, but I didn't activate nav. I'm used to the Airbus. When you do direct to, it switches to nav automatically. And you see, preaching. Not doing what you preach. I say always check what the autopilot is doing. And I wasn't paying attention. So we're intercepting the track. You see GPS not active. Just in wide for the time being, is only on heading. We go on an intercept course. Maybe it'll activate automatically once we're there, closer to the path. We're at 7,000 feet. We need to lose 3,400. And we have 12 miles to do that. So we're good. $230 multiplied by 5, 1,150. Again, it said 1,000. We should be good. Now intercepted the GPS path. We're back on track. After all that desert we've seen, a little bit of field, a little bit of green doesn't hurt. We're now tracking the path to Hesval, so we're good. Here we go. Top of descent, 27 seconds. The pass, we knew we were slightly low, that's why we were decreasing the vertical speed. As you can see, the vertical path is actually slightly higher than us, as we expected. That's why there's a top of descent above us, 23 seconds, but it is not decreasing second by second. This is exactly what we were doing. We were slowing our rate of descent, knowing that the path was high, to go slowly and intercept it by the time we were at Hesval. It's fine, we can keep doing that. The next point will be X8 here. We need to be at 2,100 feet. I already set that. There we go. We're about to intercept the VNAV path. So we can now select it, because here we have altitude. So it's looking to level off. We'll just select VNAV path. And it will do that. It might level off at 3,600 feet to wait until as well. We then need to lose 1,500 feet. And we have 6 miles to do that. And we don't need that, we need only 4.5 miles. So we might level off at 3,600.
Vertical track.
We haven't intercepted it, it's still above us. If we wanted to be done with it and intercept it, we could press altitude, level off now, and then re-intercept it. But yeah, we're good now. Now we don't have VNAV anymore, because the next one is going to be an approach. As you can see, there's a little diamond there, so we press approach here. And you see glide path here. Not a VNAV anymore. Make sure that if you see instead of the little chevron, you can see the diamond. You know you need to press approach instead of VNAV. Exactly like an ILS diamond. There we go. From here, we are 11.9. There's still plenty of time. Slow down. You can see the runway there ahead. Yep, that's us. Start bringing back the throttle a little. Don't know exactly what the distances are and what the procedures are in the TBM. I normally wait around 4 miles to put down to be below 178 and put down flaps 1 in gear. Then I wait until we're a couple of miles to put flaps full. As I said, I have absolutely no idea what the actual procedures are. We're still quite far. When we're 2 miles from Big C, which is now, then we're at 4 miles, so put the gear down now. Flaps down to take off. And Big C will be at 2 miles from the runway, so there we can put the last notch of flaps. Sending in 900 feet per minute. Should shallow out a little bit now and deactivate the autopilot. Take manual control. There we go, we're below 122. We can put the last notch of flap and look for that balloon.
500.
There we get always when we extend the flaps. That sudden decrease of speed as well. Make sure we maintain it around 90 until we're a bit closer. Double check that everything is okay. Gear is down and locked. Flaps are on landing. Inertia separator was on. The lights were on. We're good. There's no puppies. We can just aim for the marker. It looks like there's a bump on the runway, if I'm not mistaken. That's happened with the sceneries. Oh gosh. Good we saw that. There's a big bump, so we cannot land the touchdown zone. Sure we keep that 85. It lands very flat, as we said, the TBM. So need to make sure lead down the speed.
Airspeed.
Ignore the lady, we're absolutely fine. There we go.
Get stopped on the ramp for service.
Don't know what she's talking about, but let's see. There we go. Welcome to Oroville Municipal Airport. Oh, some palms here. That's nice. Don't know where GA is. Oh, actually, GA is there. Missed it. What is it there as well? Oh, it looks like it's either side. We can go there. With the radar, we're not ready to stand by automatically. That's good. Let's get the flaps up. That taxiway is closed. Oh, we took on the runway. That's interesting. Fine, we'll do that. There we go, we're off the runway now. Turn the strobes off. Put taxi light. Pitot heat can come off. Now let's find a spot. Guess anywhere here will be good. Be lazy and park closer to the terminal. There we are, guess here will do. Let's set a parking brake. Inertial separator can come off. Thrust to low idle. AC off. Landing light off. Thrust cut off. There we are. Let's finish switching everything off. And we're off to sleep. Bit early here in the sim, but There we go. Everything off. Always double, triple check. Everything is off. Everything is down. Everything off here. Everything off. We're good. Every now and then, take the habit of checking the maintenance manager. Well, you should be doing every flight really before every flight, checking everything is still in good conditions. Nothing was damaged during the flight or anything like that. Perfect. And do not forget to put all your ties and covers. Open the doors. Put all the covers. And we're good to go. Perfect. I hope you've enjoyed this short trip. Thank you very much again for watching. And we see you, the next one is going to be interesting. There's going to be an approach into Trinity Airport, Trinity Center Airport. Very high terrain around the lake. We're landing just on the shore of the lake. Absolutely no procedure, no charts for the airport. We'll just need to descend into the lake, follow one leg of the lake, and then land visually on the runway. That's going to be a very nice scenery out there. But once again, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye now.